There are a lot of complicated decisions when it comes to planning your retirement, so how do you do it with confidence? Well, we have certified financial planner and president of Wolf Retirement Navigation, Adam Wolf, here to help. Adam, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
All right, so you've been doing this for quite a while now, right? So what does it take to actually retire with confidence?
Yeah, having something to retire to is key. Also, emotionally being ready to retire. But the key one that we focus in on with our clients is the financial element and having a plan in place nearing retirement and then entering into retirement that spells out and addresses all the different risks that you're going to have, how you're going to fund it when your paycheck goes away, and watching out for not only market risk, tax risk, where you want your stuff to go when you're no longer here, and addressing the medical concerns. So having a plan in place that addresses those key areas is the key to retirement.
It's a lot, right? It's not just, do I have the cash on hand, right? There's a lot more to think about, right? Like you were talking about with health and everything else. And I didn't even really think about that. Like the markets will change and go up and down. How do you navigate that? So a top fear for retirees, like you were talking about, is running out of money. That would have been my first assumption, right? Yeah. So how can they fight back? Yeah,
so the number one, risk is running out of money. But also, how much have you saved, okay? So a lot of folks have saved enough, but they haven't crunched the numbers to say, there's all kinds of rules of thumbs out there, but you are your own specific situation, your own unique situation. Having the right amount of cash coming in when the paycheck goes away, we need to crunch those numbers, and that goes into risk as well.
Okay, and we've seen, the market, like we were just talking about, the market can be a bit of a roller coaster at times, right? So how do you help retirees figure out their risk number?
Yeah, as in theory, as you get closer to retirement, you need a little bit less risk. Sometimes people need more risk in retirement. Some people, for the most part, need less risk in retirement. So it's adjusting what you have in your 401k, or if you have IRAs or brokerage accounts, making sure that what you have there is appropriate for you and your specific situation, not just a general market number. And sometimes people don't know what they have, so we do the analysis to help crunch that as well.
That's really cool. Yeah, I am so lost when it comes to money, like finances like that and stuff. Like, I'm so glad that there are guys like you out there to help folks like me with this kind of stuff, because I'm telling you, I'd be genuinely lost. All right. Okay, so let's talk taxes. So taxes could be your largest expense during retirement. So what could the right strategies help us end up keeping?
Yeah. So, that is the number one expense next to long-term care, really down the road. But our tax expense is high. We're paying it while we're working. We're paying it while we're retired. So I'm a big fan of crunching the numbers over the course of your retirement, paying the least amount of taxes possible. There's ways to do that. We help people every day with that to bring them from a higher tax rate to a lower tax rate over the course. The government's spending a lot of money. They're $39 trillion of debt. Taxes have to go up in the future. So anything we can do now to reduce that number is key.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is never fun to think about, but why is long-term care part of your focus?
Yeah, so it is a large expense. So when we're working with folks to make sure we have that key hedge against those big risks, we want to make sure that that's addressed within their plan, because a lot of times it's not. If you're working with somebody who's just looking at the investments, or you have a 401k plan, they can't give advice on when it comes to either taxes or long-term care expenses.
Gotcha. Yeah, because as we age, health, it just changes, right? And sometimes we have things that just, they pop up on you, right? And you can't necessarily plan for that all the time. So I guess we need to kind of have a general idea just in case those things happen, right?
Yeah, the biggest thing is, we have this stuff that we've accumulated over the course of our lives. Where do we want it to go? How efficiently do we want it to go to our kids, to our beneficiaries? That is key from an estate planning perspective, making sure that our ducks are in a row, so either the government or the nursing home doesn't get more than what they're required to get.
Gotcha. Adam, this is a fascinating conversation. So if there are folks that are out there that would like to inquire about your services, where do we send them?
Yeah, you go to wolfretirement.com. That's WOLF retirement.com. You can Google me, Adam Wolf. You'll find me, find my company. In addition to that, we got the number on the screen.
Right on. Adam, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
You and I have some stuff to talk about off camera for sure. All right,
yes,
guys.
That's right.